Welcome to Salient Training's Job Aid videos. In this video, we will demonstrate how to create a camera import sheet using a comma separated values or CSV file. Using a CSV file for importing makes adding cameras easy and is a great tool for any installation. The process to create a CSV import file is simple and can even be done while configuring your cameras for the job. The steps to create a CSV file include entering in the CSV headers, adding the configuration information for each of your cameras, and saving the file using the CSV format. So let's get started. To create the CSV, open up the spreadsheet application of your choice and create a blank file. I use Excel, but any application that can save files to a CSV format will work. The next step is entering in the header information, which goes in the first row, and we'll use columns A through P. Beginning with column A, enter in the header for each letter as illustrated in the image at the top of this video. While you're entering in your header information, I'd like to share a Salient Training best practices tip. Once you have the header information entered, do a quick save on this file to use as your master. That way you don't have to recreate the header information when making import files for other jobs. Now, prior to making camera entries in the CSV, it's assumed that you have already configured your network cameras. The header line of the CSV lets you know what information you will need to create the file. So make sure that you have the camera's IP address, manufacturer, model, channel count, username, password, compression, frame rate, and the RTSP port. Since all cameras are different, be sure to check the camera manufacturer's documentation for detailed information regarding camera configuration settings. Now that we have all of our information, let's start filling out the CSV. In column A, the name can be anything you want to identify each camera, but we recommend using something relatively short and meaningful. In column B, enter in the IP address assigned to each camera. In columns C and D, enter the manufacturer and model of each camera. Make sure you enter the model exactly, because having accurate information here will ensure that the correct driver is used by Complete View and that the camera will connect and display properly. In column E, enter in the total number of channels available on the camera. For single channel cameras, you would enter 1. For an 8-channel camera, enter 8. In column F, enter the camera channel that you want to record. If you have a multi-channel camera and wish to record multiple channel streams, a separate row entry for that camera is required for each channel. Multiple line entries for a single IP camera will only use one camera license in Complete View. In columns G and H, enter the camera username and password. This should be an account on the camera that has admin access and will be used by Complete View to make a connection to the camera. In column I, enter in the video compression as it is configured in the camera. If you are using H.264 or H.265, don't enter the dot. Just enter the letter and numbers. In column J, enter in the FPS setting of the camera. The frame rate you enter here should match the frame rate that you configured in the camera during initial setup. In column K, the on-demand column, enter No. If you enter Yes, no video will be recorded for that camera. On-demand is a setting used in low bandwidth environments, and when used, the camera only displays a video feed when you request a live view. Enter Yes only if you do not intend to record video for that camera. In column L, enter the RTSP port number, which can be found in the camera's interface. Most cameras will use the default RTSP port of 554, but if your camera is different, make sure you enter the correct port here. In almost all cases, column M for image path will remain blank. The only time an entry would be made here is if the camera is not on Salient's supported camera list, it is added using a generic camera driver, and the camera documentation provides a network address to access and stream video directly. Even with all these conditions being met, it is not guaranteed that you can pull and record video from an unsupported camera. Finally, in columns N, O, and P, enter Yes. This enables stream processing, DVD or dynamic video decoding, and DFT or dynamic frame throttling. These three columns are very important. Setting the value to No will increase the processor usage on your recording server, but entering Yes will result in a much lower load on your recording server's CPU. When all the information is correctly entered for each camera, save the file in the CSV format. That's all there is to it. You now have a properly formatted CSV file that you can use to import cameras into a complete view recording server with just a few steps. To find out how, visit our website at www.salientsys.com, click on Support, and look for the job aid video on adding and exporting cameras with a CSV file in the training section. If you found this video helpful, be sure to follow Salient Systems for more job aid and tech tip videos. If you have a suggestion for a future video, let us know by sending an email to training@salientsys.com. From everyone at Salient Training, thanks for watching.